When you think of the First World War, what comes to mind? Dogfights between flying machines? Not really. But when it comes to the deadliest war in history, the story told from the ground is only half the story. A whole other story unfolds in the skies. And it's a story of bravery, innovation, and deadly duels in the air. This is the untold story of the First World War air aces. The First World War saw the birth of military aviation, and by the end of the war, more than 200,000 men and women were serving in the various air forces of the world. At first, planes were mainly used for reconnaissance, but soon they took on new roles, including bombing, which was considered a new and innovative way of warfare. As the war dragged on, so did the aerial battles. By 1917, the Western Front had become a stalemate, and a new form of warfare was developed, one that would take the fight to the enemy in the air. Fighter planes were introduced, and with them, the first air aces. To be an ace, you had to shoot down 3 planes in a single day, and the first man to achieve this was the German Max Hoffmann von Richthofen, better known as the Red Baron. On April 21, 1917, von Richthofen shot down 3 British planes in a single day, earning him the title of Ace of Aces. He went on to shoot down a total of 80 planes during the war, making him the most successful fighter pilot in history. But he wasn't the only one. On the British side was a man known as the Big Wing. His real name was Billy Bishop, but his comrades called him the Big Wing due to his towering 6'4" frame. He was a Canadian pilot who shot down 73 German aircraft during the war, making him the second most successful fighter pilot of the First World War. Then there was Eddie Rickenbacker, an American pilot who became known as the man who shot Lincoln. During the war, he shot down 26 German planes, making him the third most successful Allied pilot of the war. But it wasn't all about the individual. There were also bomber crews who took to the skies in large formations, dropping bombs on enemy targets. The deadliest bomber crew of the war was the Gotha G4M bombers. These planes were huge, with a crew of 5 and a bomb load of up to 2,000 kilos. They were the first to use a primitive form of autopilot, which allowed them to fly long distances without a crew. During the war, these planes dropped over 70,000 bombs, killing hundreds of civilians. As the war drew to a close, so did the era of the Great War, and with it, the age of the air ace came to an end. But their story is one that should not be forgotten. They were the first to take to the skies in such large numbers and engage in deadly aerial duels. They were the first to use planes for bombing and other forms of attack. And they were the first to face the challenges of war in the air, from enemy fire to bad weather. That's all for today. But if you want to learn more about the First World War, stay tuned for more updates. Until next time.